Port de Sóller is a picturesque little village situated in a large horseshoe bay on the west coast of Mallorca. The seaside retreat was, until recently, one of the island's best kept secrets. Its isolated location at the foot of the Serra de Tramuntana meant that before the Sóller tunnel opened in the 1990s, it was a difficult place to get to. As a result, unlike many other seaside destinations on the island, which were subject to some overdevelopment in the 70s and 80s, Port de Sóller came through this era unscathed. The traditional charm remains firmly intact and has helped create a more sophisticated holiday destination. Surrounded by the Tramuntana Mountains, Port de Sóller is one of the few towns that can claim both magnificent mountain scenery and breathtaking sea views on the island. Being on the west coast, it also affords some of the best sunset in Mallorca. The bay is bordered by a sandy beach lined by a pedestrianized promenade where visitors flock to admire the port's unwavering beauty. Here resides an endless stretch of cafes, restaurants and shops, with the odd hotel in between. Remaining true to its traditional fishing harbor roots, seafood restaurants are in abundance. At the same time, there are several contemporary places popping up in the area, including top-notch restaurants and trendy cocktail bars. Port de Sóller has all the ingredients to make the perfect place for a vacation. And to top it off, just down the road resides the delightful inland town of Sóller, which continues to embrace Mallorca's heritage. Rustic stone architecture, a popular Saturday market, and wonderful art galleries are amongst its highlights. It's connected to Port de Sóller by a vintage tram, which takes its passengers on a picturesque journey among lemon and olive groves. Port de Sóller was originally a small fishing village servicing the main town of Sóller, located a few miles inland to protect its residents from seafaring invaders. The port started to expand in the 19th century when the export of citrus fruits grown in the area became big business.
It's €9 one way per person, half an hour journey.
Port de Sóller missed out on the mass tourism developments on the mid-20th century because of its inaccessibility. This changed in 1997 when the Sóller tunnel was built, which allowed a more direct route for visitors to reach this remote spot. Since then, the town has gone from strength to strength in terms of tourism, with more and more boutique hotels and quality places to eat opening in the area. The Sóller Marine Museum is a small maritime museum taking residence in an ancient monastery. This is an opportunity to discover how Port de Sóller, due to its isolated situation, has stronger links to the sea than many other towns and villages in Mallorca. In the past, it was easier to transport things via boat rather than traveling across the mountains, which has made this town particularly obsessed with all things sailing. The churches of Sant Ramon de Penyafort and Santa Caterina are two important historical landmarks in the village. Those keen to venture a little further walk to the 17th century Torre Picada, which was once a watchtower. From this point, You will get some of the best views of Port de Sóller and its surrounding scenic countryside. Port de Sóller is one of the only places to offer a sandy beach along the entire northwest coast. There are actually two beaches within the Horseshoe Bay. Estraves is the longest and closest to the working port, but Playa del Repic is the nicest and quietest. Both beaches are fairly narrow, at around 10 meters in depth, and the sea is calm and shallow thanks to the sheltered bay. The original sand was quite muddy, but it has been supplemented by gravelly sand from the surrounding area to make it more appealing to its users. To make the most of the beach, hire sun loungers and parasols, or to experience some more exclusive views of the port, rent a canoe or paddleboard from the beach and take it to the water. Port de Sóller definitely encourages a slow-paced way of life. It's the kind of place you just want to kick back and relax with your favorite drink, whilst admiring the stunning views and watching the world go by. So the cafes, restaurants and bars are popular throughout the day and into the evening. However, you don't have to travel too far to get a completely different experience. Being located at the foot of the Serra de Tramuntana mountains makes Port de Sóller an ideal base for those keen to explore the mountains by foot or on a bike. Other popular outdoor activities include canyoning and coasteering in the mountain range. Tramuntana Tours are just one of the many companies in the area with the scope to fulfill all your needs when it comes to hiring equipment for these types of activities and more. The Serra de Tramuntana has become a bit of a hotspot for cycling in recent years, and Port de Sóller receives its fair share of cyclists. Shopping in Port de Sóller is pretty limited. You will find local produce in many of the shops opposite the promenade. If you are keen to indulge in a little retail therapy, there are a few little boutiques, shoe shops and some tourist souvenir shops within the small town. Port de Sóller's promenade is lined with plenty of family-friendly restaurants serving up Mallorcan cuisine, fresh fish, pizza, pasta and more.
S-au aliniat micuții, uite. Și-au întors fotoliile. Artistul rupe corzile. În spatele lui e plaja. Și o întreagă stațiune. O întreagă stațiune, uite.
Su boca que besa